Hi, in today's video we're going to talk about the head at the contact point and why it should be still throughout the contact point. I will explain why it's important and I will show you a couple of drills for you so you can work on this technique. If you're new to this channel, my name is Patrik Broddfelt, a tennis coach in Norway. So in the last video I talked about the contact point, how important it is to have contact point in front of you. So today I will talk about what will happen here at contact. Your head should be still throughout your shot. A common mistake I see among beginners is making contact and then they follow the ball. The consequence of that is that you won't have clean contact and you might frame the ball and you might miss-hit the ball. So it's important that your head is still during the contact. The position in your head might look different from Federer. This depends on your eye dominance, if you're right or left. So Federer were looking like this throughout, and some other players are looking more like this, but they're still keeping their head still. And it might depend on your grip and if it's straight or bent arm. Make sure your head is still throughout the contact. You don't want to rotate your head while you're hitting a ball, like either like that, looking up, or rotating like this. That's two common mistakes I see among beginners, intermediate players, and better players as well. I noticed myself because when I'm coaching, I'm looking at my students, and when I'm trying to play myself, I really have to focus on that contact and holding my head still, and it helps me a lot. I will explain you why and what sensation you will be looking for. Like I did at the contact video, I will demonstrate with this Billie Jean King's Eye coach. Really great tool to use, and especially for this when you want to practice your head still or contact points. Another great thing about it is that you can use it at home or in the garage or outdoors. So you don't have to be at the tennis court to practice these skills. So first I measure my contact point, yes, there. So what I want to practice on now is keeping my head still throughout the shot. When I'm here, I can look up. So I go uniturn, contact, keeping my head still, and then I follow the ball. So that means the ball will be on the other side, past the net, when you start to look up again. Like I said, what I see beginners or intermediate players or better players do is this. They follow the ball, and I'm standing there hoping and getting in. But there's nothing you can do about that. So it's much better to get a clean contact and get your head still throughout. So I make contact, I keep my eyes on the ball, and have an extension, contact zone, and somewhere around here I can look up. So practice using one of these. Really great tool to work on the head still. You can do the same on the backhand. I'm going to show the forehand mostly today. So it's still the same here, and I make contact, follow through, and then I look up. I make contact, follow through, and then look up. Same with one hand. I make contact, keep my head still, and then I look up. Use one of these if you see your head is going like this when you're playing, or you're framing a lot, miss-hitting a lot, or your head is going like this when you're playing, rotating with your body. Use this one. If you don't have that one, you can self-feed. I will show you that one as well. If you don't have a Topspin Pro Billie Jean Eye coach, You can just take a ball like this and let it bounce, and then you hit. And make sure your head is still. So have a U-turn, and hit through, and then you look up. I can be open stance, keeping my head still throughout the shot. The nice thing as well about this is after you have done this, and when you look up, instead of hoping the ball goes in, when you look up, you start your footwork into the right position. This is what I see other players do. Oh, it's going in, and then going here. Then it's too late, because the ball is already going to one of the sides. So what you want to do is go to the ball, keep your head still, and then moving. So what you were looking for is contact, head still, somewhere around here, when this shoulder is going to a chin here somewhere, you can look up. Contact. The next progression I will do is telling yourself cross court down the line. So going out, cross court, and then I look up. Cross court, then I look up. Down the line, and then I look up. Line. Line. Try that drill. You can do it with when you're playing or using a ball machine as well. Say cross court, or you can say cross, line, cross, line. And what you're also working on then is breathing. The breathing through this is very important. So I go, then I look up. So you can time this with your breathing as well. When your breathing is finished, then you can look up. This will help with your rhythm as well. And another thing is that when you're practicing on looking at the ball, looking at the logo, trying to track it into your contact point, and then holding your head still, what might happen is that this ball feels like it's getting this big and the game is slowed down. That means you are in a bubble. You're playing your best tennis. It's really difficult to get to that sensation, but when that happens, it's an amazing feeling. And the way to do that is tracking the ball intensely, having focus, keeping your head still at contact throughout the shot, and then track the ball again. Then you will have that, another word sensation. So you can do all the same drills on the backhand if you're one or two-handed. Keep your head still throughout the shot. So that means you have contact zone, and then you can look up. So you need the contact zone, look up. Let's demonstrate a couple from the side as well so you can see. Go out and practice keeping your head still throughout the shot, both on your forehand and on your backhand. Make sure your head stays still throughout the shot. What I mean is right here, contact, keep the head still throughout contact zone, and then you can look up. As soon as you look up, you start to have your footwork. back to the middle of the court. If it's here, if you're hitting cross court, it's here. If you're hitting down the line forehand, it's here. It's all depending where you're standing and hitting into the court. So as soon as you look up, you start moving your feet. So make sure you're not make contact, looking up, hoping it gets in, and then start moving, and then it's too late. If you're keeping your head still and having contact in front of you, you have high opportunity to hit in the center, the sweet spot of your racket. Then when you're looking up, you're probably hitting here, and the frame, it might go in. That's why he's standing there and hoping it gets in. You don't have control of the ball. So make sure head still throughout the contact. So you can either practice this by yourself, like I showed you with the Billie Jean, or self-feeding, or you can have a ball machine. I was out of battery today, so I couldn't show you with the ball machine. I don't have a partner either, so next time I might do that. But so when you're playing with a partner, make sure you do the same thing. Contact, follow through, then look up, and then footwork. Start with a slow pace tempo. So, and the warm-up is the perfect time to do it. And then continue practice on it. It's nothing that's going to happen the first time. You have to keep practicing, keep reminding yourself. Another thing, it will be the same on all kinds of stances. So if you're standing sideways to net, you'll be looking like this. Semi-open, like this. And then you have open stance. Same in the volleys, contact, follow through, and then I look up. Back and volley, contact, follow through, and then I look up. It's the same in the serve. I'll show that in another video. So keep practicing, keeping your eyes longer at your contact points and zone. Keep your head still throughout your shot. Let me know in the comments how it goes, and until then, I'll see you next time.